It's so wonderful to be here this evening with you, Ellen. Welcome, welcome. I heard
Thank
that you
you.
guys were fantastic on Friday. I had major FOMO.
Well, you get to experience it firsthand this time around. So, Angela was a gracious and more than capable teammate on that call for sure.
Definitely, definitely. All right. So I would like to introduce Alan. I met Alan. He's part of a group that we're on, and he always has such incredible insights and valuable information to share. And his energy is just absolutely electric. His passion is very inspiring. And he has been married for 32 years to his beautiful wife, Brenda. He's got one amazing daughter, McKenna. I don't know how to say that.
McKenna. It's
McKenna.
McKenna. Yeah. So I'll tell you a quick story about that while we're on that topic. So it is an odd spelling because it's Hawaiian and there are no C's in the Hawaiian language. Everybody goes, well, your last name's Delaney. It must be Irish. Well, you would think, but that's a whole different deal. But my wife and I were actually married in Kauai. And so she picked McKenna Beach as the namesake of our daughter. So it is McKenna. Thank you.
Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, it means something. So yeah, you guys could be soul sisters, honestly.
Oh, wow. Oh, awesome. Well, maybe one day I'll get to meet her.
Yes.
So Alan comes from, firstly, he was chief of technologies in a software firm. He's been an entrepreneur since 2009. He's well versed in crypto and all types of financial markets and investing strategies. And he's also currently a principal partner in a small private placement hedge fund and also a mindset coaching man of faith as well. And that comes across in everything that you say and do. And it's just so wonderful to have you here. And I'm so excited that you've agreed to present Gift of Legacy for us.
Well, I'm excited to be here too. And thank you for all the kind words. I'll try and live up to the introduction, even though it's all true. You know, the timeline for, here's the one thing that I would say to everybody that's on here before I introduce you to my fine hostess here and partner on this Zoom is that it's never too late to take your first step. You know, if you want transformation in life, it's there for you. You just have to decide to do that. So, you know, when I first got on here, Candace and several other people from South Africa, I could tell were very, very passionate about what was going on. So I was immediately attracted to that passion because, as you guys heard me say last Friday, that's how the universe works, right? That's how things work. Everything vibrates at a high frequency. So that law of attraction is a real thing. And I was immediately attracted to this because of the hearts that I felt, even through the Zoom, right? I mean, if you have discernment, you can tell. So, you know, Candace has been in a service industry for a lot of the years of her life. She was a salon owner and educator in that industry, as you can probably tell. She's a very attractive woman who takes good care of herself, very presentable for about the last 11 years. But she suffered a back injury, which kind of took her out of the game along with COVID, and decided to change directions. So she did what I have done in the past. She sold her business, sold her salon, and shifted gears to something that she was equally as passionate about, and that was becoming an access conscious facilitator. And you know, she moved to the garden route to seek her life and purpose. And I love that because, you know, honestly, we can ask ourselves all day, what am I doing here? And, you know, unless you really focus on that and follow your heart, it's like as a person of faith, you know, there's a saying, I jump off the cliff and build a plane on the way down. You know, if I believe in something wholeheartedly, that's what I'm going to do. So 6 months later, after she began that journey, the sacred community, our gifting community, and this gifting economy came into her life. And she realized that, you know, not only could all of her dreams come true, but she could finally be in a position to help other people too. And let me just tell you something. All right, that is tremendous. Being able to help other people is what it's all about. I've had the good fortune of being able to see someone that I've coached and mentored, or someone that's been a tight friend, or someone in my inner circle have great success that I even just had a little bit to do with. And the feeling is immense. It's a great, great feeling. And again, one of the reasons why I was so attracted to this group of people and everything, because I believe that everybody can win here. Now, there's some things you're going to have to do, because it's not going to fall out of the sky and land in your lap, but it ain't much. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Candace. I'm going to do the boards, and she's going to bring you through the front and the back end as only she can.
Yes, so let's get started. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So it always gives me great pleasure to welcome everybody to the most incredible gifting activity that creates abundance. If you are here for the first time, you've been invited with a sacred invitation. You cannot join Gift of Legacy without being invited. So you can't just go online and sign up. You have to be invited by somebody. And we, of course, always talk about like-minded and like-hearted people, just like Alan said. The vibration and the likeness attracts one another. And we are so happy to be coloring your world. So what is Gift of Legacy? Well, I've been in the gifting communities for quite a while, and I love the concept. I love the way that it worked. But without a kick-ass program and without an algorithm to back that up, all of them kind of fell short, because you need a lot of people to come in. And if you are trying to manage that on a spreadsheet, it will last not very long. So Gift of Legacy has the most incredible algorithm built in so that everybody can ride the boards of abundance. Today, we will share a well-kept secret that has already changed the lives of millions, and it's going to change even more. Like we said earlier, last week we had 12,000 people joining every single day. And that is why the system slowed up a little bit. There were 2,500 people all trying to join boards at the same time. And as we know with the algorithm, we've got 8 places on the board. And if 2,500 people are all clicking join at the same time, that needed to just have a little bit more coding written into it. But are you ready to come on the ride of your life with us? So this is a wonderful book. And it's one of many books that talks about sacred economics. And there's definitely a new paradigm arising out of the breakdown of the top-down economic model that accrues vast wealth to the 1% of humanity, while billions of people struggle to live. And we saw that in COVID. You know, the billionaires became trillionaires, and all of us that were just trying to make ends meet got poorer and struggled more. And that's not something I came here to do. I definitely came here to thrive and not just survive. So they've discovered that socially responsible investing is highly profitable. And we are definitely growing beyond the current monetary structure. And that couldn't be any more true if you just look at what's happened with Russia and how they have stopped the SWIFT system there. I mean, you can't even use MasterCard or Visa at the moment. So new forms of complementary currencies are going to be emerging just through that. Sharing, caring, gift economies, and self-sufficient community living are arising as people join together, like I said, to survive and thrive rather than competing to win. And in the words of Irvin Laszlo from the Cultural Forum in China in 2014, either we'll join together for an ecological civilization in the next few years, or we will become extinct. Now, I did not come to this planet to become extinct. I'm at the prime of my life. And I really believe that part of my journey is to be here with you and really anchor abundance consciousness into the planet. So just a little disclaimer before we carry on. Remember that this presentation is for information sharing only and must not be construed as financial advice. Neither myself, Alan, or any of the other presenters of Gift of Legacy are registered financial or tax advisors. And the information given is only intended to give examples of what a participant may expect. So who is Gift of Legacy for? Well, I used to think it's for everybody, and it really has the potential to be for everybody. But most of you sitting here want to help everyone. And we start off in this activity as rescuers, and then we very quickly learn that we can't rescue everyone. We can't actually rescue anyone, We need to empower them. So when we ask who's it for, it's for people that have big dreams and for people that are willing to do whatever it takes to fulfill those dreams. It's for people that don't shy away in the face of getting a no. They just carry on. They don't take it personally. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions here. Do you believe in the principle of sowing and reaping? Do you believe that if you give, you shall receive? And I absolutely love living my life just from that, giving and receiving, because every day is a gift. And just to give a smile to somebody is a gift. So, you know, when we talk about gifts, it's definitely not just material. A smile to somebody that's asking you for money instead of walking past them is such a beautiful gift for them to receive. Do you enjoy blessing someone that you don't even know? Well, I tell you, I'll never forget the first day. My first gifting activity that I joined was $500 to join. And $500 is quite a bit of money in South Africa. And I didn't know the person from a bar of soap. And I was really, really scared and nervous. I hadn't used PayPal before. But the minute the gift went through and she received it and she said, thank you for contributing to my dreams, it switched on something in me. And yeah, it just made me so excited to be able to give. And then, of course, the receiving's cool. But wait until the day that you give your first $5,000 gift. It is the most incredible feeling to be able to have that amount of money that you've received in gifts and to pass it on to somebody else. And do you want to take control of your life? I'm telling you, Gift of Legacy has definitely given me the opportunity to take control of your life. And I've always said, you know, with money out of the way, you don't have to worry about money. We can really live and enjoy life and become the exuberant expression of living that we truly are. And lastly, do you enjoy helping others succeed in life? If you have answered yes to any of the above and it's totally resonating with you, then we are definitely ready to get started. So global gifting activity. Well, we've got no limitations of borders. We are now nearly in 100 countries and growing. We are on about 210,000 people that have joined, and I think we're on week 11 right now. So we truly are uplifting communities and ourselves, and we are creating abundance and self-development together. When I talk about self-development, Petra's put a beautiful course together that we are going to get onto the website really soon. And when you are getting loads of gifts and you don't have to work anymore and you've got the time, what beautiful way to start really focusing on your self-development. But it can also mean a simple thing like learning how to open a PayPal account, discovering that crypto isn't as scary as we all think, and to open a wallet is actually easy. All of these things are actually self-development. Sacred economics has been in the Western world since the 60s. And it has been used around the world for centuries. In South Africa, we call it the Ubuntu culture, which is where communities help one another. It traces to the history of money from ancient gifting economies. So tribeswomen would all get together and they would each have a turn every couple of months and pull all of their resources together and help one another within the tribe. And the wonderful thing about this is it's 100% legal. And it's been off of the mainstream system for decades. And I tell you, if it had come into my life when I had my hair salon, I did not have the space for it. I was only focused on that. I had a one-track mind and I never would have even looked at it. So it's just amazing how timing is everything. Blessed millions. We are sharing wealth into the hands of many. We can definitely say that millions of dollars has been shared globally amongst our people annually, monthly, weekly, and even daily. I mean, if you think of 210,000 people all entering just the bronze board alone, that's definitely millions of dollars that's being shared. And through this, we are giving hope, education, and blessing people into abundance globally. Decentralized, one of my favorite things, because there is no company. There are no owners of Gift of Legacy. All of us that stand here representing Gift of Legacy do it because we love the program, we love the ethos, we love the lifestyle. And there's definitely no company, institution, broker, or trader. It is purely an interactive website that manages the movement of boards within the gifting community. So you will get your link from your inviter, you'll go and sign up. And once you've signed up, all you put in is your personal details. There's no credit cards or no central bank that you need to gift anything into. It purely is a website. And all you need, very important, is a computer or a smartphone that has an internet connection, so you can join us on all these Zoom calls and be available for when people are looking for you to gift you. And we recommend using WhatsApp and Telegram because that is our main method of communication. We do emails as well, so it just really depends where you are in the world, what your preference is. But try to make sure you've got an email address that you check, and then, of course, your WhatsApp and your Telegram. Peer-to-peer. Absolutely amazing because this is person to person. When a gifter lands on a legend's board, they get the contact details. They'll contact the legend, ask them where they're from and how they would like to receive their gift. And then it goes off the website. They're communicating via WhatsApp or Telegram, and they arrange for the gift to get paid directly to them. So it is person to person. And Angela always loves to say that when she gets her first $5,000, she wants to be met in a coffee shop with a suitcase full of that cash. I can't wait for that day, Angela. So there's no third party controlling any money at all. And of course, there are no tokens on a platform, so it is 100% risk-free. Perpetual, look at that beautiful, beautiful infinity symbol. This means ongoing, non-stop, and passive. You know, all of us, when we start out working, we've got our hopes and our dreams, and we enjoy working, and then after a few years in the same job, we want passive. Everybody has the dream of earning a passive income, and with this, you truly can. It is perpetual gifting and receiving over and over and over. You can even put this in your will to pass down for generations to come. Gift of legacy is more than just a gifting activity. When you join, you gift from your heart. When you become a builder, you share the love. When you become a guide, you're guiding your team and you're becoming an inspiration and guide for the builders and the gifters underneath you or next to you. And then when you become the legend, that's when you receive and you finally start building your legacy. So we help each other grow. And, I always bring this up, but for 5 months, we had no program. We didn't even have a picture of the website to share to our community, yet everybody came onto the Zoom calls every night. And in that 5 months, we grew and grew and grew. And now, because of all of that beautiful community and that energy and the faith that we had with one another, I mean, it's grown to 210,000 people and just keeps growing. It's just amazing seeing those stats every day. So we really are a community with the same goal, and that is we want to change lives, and we have changed lives. And just from the call earlier and listening to these beautiful men giving their stories and sharing their hearts, it just gives me so much warmth in my heart. So Alan, you are going to explain to us how does it all work and how can we get into this and how can we make it work? So over to you.
All right. Well, thank you. And tremendous job as always. You guys can hear where the heart of this thing is. You know, as soon as you realize that this isn't about you and it's about everybody around you, the easier it will be to donate your time. So let's just talk about time as a currency before we kick into these slides, okay? Because again, you guys know I listen intently, and the word passive there. Well, first of all, if we had a checklist of check boxes that we wanted to check off to something that deserved our time, this thing checks every single box. But I like passive, okay? Because in my life, there has been all kinds of income types. For example, I'm sure Candace can relate to this. When she stood at a chair and was either an educator or a hairdresser or managed the salon and a hairdresser, look, working for yourself is great, but you're on 24/7. Something goes wrong, you're on. Okay, so you don't really own that. That really owns you, and you think that's what your passion is. But once you learn about what passive income, passive residual income is, income that just comes in, well, that's a higher quality of income. I had the good fortune of understanding what that means because my wife has not worked for about 12 years now, but she worked her tail off before in the insurance industry. And every February 5th, it's like our second Christmas around here because she gets a good, just under 6-figure salary that comes, not salary, but residual income that comes to her every single year now for 12 years, totally passive. Literally, I promise you, she spends about 15 hours a year on maintaining that. That's about as passive as it's going to get. So that's why I'm fired up here, guys. I'm fired up to be part of a team like this. So you're asking yourself now that all your boxes are checked, you've got you've got your trepidations out of the way. I mean, how could you not after what you just heard? How do I get started? So it's pretty simple. All right. First of all, everybody enters Gift of Legacy the exact same way. It's about a 37-second process if you can type to register somebody. Now, registering somebody and joining a board are two different things, but you can register people very, very quickly. And what you're going to do is you're going to enter in on what we call a bronze board. It's one of 4 boards. We'll talk about all those in just a second. Okay, by gifting $100 into a self-perpetual system. Now, look. If you are not ready, and I'm just going to say this is going to be me talking about the boards, but also doing a little bit of training for everybody that takes away from this. If you're not ready to gift, don't join a board. You can register, but if you're not ready to gift, if you don't have the one and only $100 that you're ever going to take out of your bank account, that you're ever going to come out of pocket with, it's not time for you to join. That doesn't mean we don't want you. That doesn't mean we don't love you. What it does mean is this: you're not ready for Gift of Legacy just yet. So when you come on, you register. It should be one fluid motion. You register, you join a board, you contact the legend, and you gift. And that is the one and only time that you're ever going to take money out of your pocket. Now, gifting, as Candace mentioned, is purely peer-to-peer. And that is super important in my eyes. Okay, because I've been a part of other things, and most of us have. Usually there's a middleman. I'm not even going to go there because I am a partner in a hedge fund. That makes me a middleman. All right. But in this particular community, what I love most about it is it's a connection between a gifter and someone who is on the board known as a legend. We'll go more into that. And there is no in-betweeners, right? So 100% of your gift goes 100% to the person on the board that deserves it. Now, with every new idea, I'm sure when, again, I'll refer back to Candace a couple of times here. I used to be in love with a hairdresser a long, long time ago before I ever got married. But she had tools, right? She has to learn how to use certain kind of scissors and to do certain kinds of jobs. Guys, in every new endeavor that you get involved in, there are going to be new things to learn. Don't let it scare you. Cryptocurrency is something that freaks people out. Look, if you've ever had a credit card, which I'm sure you have, some of us are old on here since the 70s, 60s even, you've been using digital money for a long time. Just because it was called a credit card and this is called crypto, they're both digital money. Don't freak out over it. But you're going to have to learn how to use things like AirTM, like Wise, like WorldRemit, like Revolut, like all kinds of different ways to be able to send money cross-border quickly so that you can gift in the way that the legend wants to receive. And that's the way that I look at it. Of course, it's a two-way street. The legend and the gifter should communicate back and forth in a kind, respectful way to find out what works for both of them. But I promise you this, guys, and I'm just telling you right out, all right, make sure you involve yourself and educate yourself on crypto, because when it comes to $1,600, $5,000 gifts and sending that kind of money across borders in any other way than crypto, it can be a challenge. So you're going to get there. And if you want to succeed, you're going to have to learn how to use that tool. So there is no middleman or third party involved ever, 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 ever. And I love that. So after you've gifted your $100, then the boards begin. So here's what I want to tell you. Again, I love everything about this. The word abundance is a word that I repeat to myself every single morning. I believe that I am here to receive. I believe that I am here to have an abundant life and to create abundance for everybody around me. Get used to the word, okay? What you speak about, you bring about. I promise you. And so talk it like you own it. I want you guys to focus on the orange circle in this, because that's going to be you. You're going to join the board and you're going to gift your legend $100. Again, one fluid motion. Okay, then you're going to share the gift of legacy. Here is super important, all right? With like-minded, kind-hearted, motivated, non-procrastinating people that are ready to get off the sidelines and get in the game and that are willing to participate in their own rescue. Again, I'll say it a million times. Everybody wants what the successful people have until they find out what the successful people had to do for it. Guys, nothing is free. But if you work a little bit, if you apply yourself to this, you're going to find that what you're going to start to free up is your time, and your income is going to continue to grow. I just love the perpetual motion. So make sure when you're talking to people, you're talking to people who want that. Okay, you wouldn't try to hire somebody into some kind of job if this were a job interview that doesn't want to work for you. End of story, okay? Because you're going to have to drag them along all the way. So there's 4 boards, a bronze, a silver, a gold, and a platinum, and they're respectively valued at $100, $400, $1,600, and the very exciting $5,000 board, which is the platinum. So your journey will begin as a specific role as a gifter on the bronze board, and it does that on every board. Then you're going to move from there to a builder, to a guide, to a legend on each of the 4 boards. So what is that? Let me just kind of park there for 1 second. All right. Once you learn how a bronze board works, you got it. Okay. In fact, there's less work to do on a silver, gold, and platinum board than there is on the first board. This is where your focus should be. Forget that there's 3 other boards. They'll take care of themselves. So your journey through the boards, you're going to receive gifts all along the way, first time through, totaling $42,700. And then as you become perpetual, your next time through the boards, okay, and let's again, here's something else, a point that I need to make for everybody. Boards are not perpetual. People are, journeys are. Everybody becomes on their perpetual journey on just a board, okay? But once that happens, your second time through, there's a reason for this, but your gifts will total $49,700. So I just want to ask a rhetorical question, because if you answer it any other way than the right answer, you're out of your mind. Who couldn't use an extra part of $42,700 or $49,700? Who wouldn't want to be a part of a passive income opportunity if you do the right things and treat people the right way? All right. You know, for a measly $100. Now, with all due respect, and I said this the last time, I know we're talking to all kinds of various parts of the world, and I know more money means more in some places than it does the other. But here where I'm at, in the US, unfortunately, 100 is a new 20, and it's fast becoming that way all over the world. So I want you guys to get ready for your ride of your life. I'm going to move through these boards quickly. Please pay attention if you're brand new. So here we go. Your journey through 4 boards begins with a bronze board. Like I said, you're going to pay $100 out of your pocket, one time and one time only. Is that going to deplete any funds that you already have? When you exit that bronze board, you will have a gross first time through of $800. Okay, that's how that works. So let's go ahead and build that out and show you how it works. Now you'll notice there's a left and right hemisphere. When I explain this to my team, I do it a bunch of different ways. I'm going to use the shovel and the hole analogy today. All right, but we have roles on each side of those hemispheres. They're a mirror image of each other with a legend in the center. You'll also notice that there are numbers next to them. So you're going to start out as a gifter when you're brought in, and we'll just pretend that your builder was in 1 and they're going to put you in that spot, number 1 spot. Now, once again, I like to teach in the trivia method. That means I'm going to go backwards and remind you of what I said. You just registered, 37-second process, okay? Or your person registered you. Now you've joined. Now you're going to click the legend, and now you're going to gift, okay? Assuming that the legend can respond to you within a reasonable amount of time. And believe me, they're in a gifting spot. They're going to respond. That's it. One fluid motion. The whole thing, time involved shouldn't take more than 3 to 4 minutes, okay? As soon as the legend responds. So that's what's going to happen there. Now notice the gifter values are 1, 2, 3, 4 down the left hemisphere, 5, 6, 7, 8 down, which actually should be up on the right hemisphere. That's the way the algorithm works. So what's going to happen? The board's going to begin to fill up, and the gifters on each side of the board have one role, one job. Okay, so it's like a job, and their job is to get in touch with the legend, as the legend's job is to get in touch with them, so that the legend may receive the gift from the heart of $100. This is how you end up with what? $800 gross on the way out of the board. So we can go ahead and move from here. All right. When that board splits, and we call it a split, okay, and they split. The left hemisphere goes one way, the right hemisphere goes the other way. The board that you were on and all your teammates is destroyed, and you have 2 new boards that are born. And you move where? From the position you were in, where the $100 is, to the builder position. So now the board is split once you've moved once. And now what's going to happen? Rinse and repeat. You're going to go out and you're going to find your 2 people. Okay. And so is every other builder. And as soon as that takes place, now you guys start to understand why I say this should be one fluid motion. This should be super simple. These boards should split super fast. Once that happens, the new legend on the board has received their 800 and they're on their way. And now you've moved up to guide. Okay, there are 2 builders underneath you, 4 more gifters on either side. This will be the 3rd rotation through the boards. And once that has been done again, the legend is going to receive, the new legend is going to receive their gifts. And guess what? Now you are the big cheese, right? You're the head of the board. You're the legend, and it's your turn to receive. So you've done all this giving. Now you're going to do all the receiving. The whole thing just happens all over again. Everybody's playing team because, guys, that is what this is. Everybody on that board is on the same team, rowing the boat in the same direction to do what? To get momentum on the board and to move the board as quickly as possible. So now you have exited the board with your $800 and you become perpetual, because what are you going to do? First, you're going to take that $800 and you're going to manage it responsibly. You're going to not have spent it along the way, even though I know a lot of us need money. Okay, do yourself a favor. Be diligent here. And if you're a person that is in deep need of money, you're going to want to hold back. Everybody should. $400. Why? Because you need it to be able to gift immediately when you click join on the silver board. You're also going to hold back $100 so that you can do what? Get back on the bronze board and play again, right? So now you're on 2 boards simultaneously. You're perpetual on your bronze and your first time through on your silver. So what have you netted? You grossed 800. Now you have $300 in your pocket. Now I'm going to park here for just 1 second, but I promise not to belabor the point. I would give $100 bills for $300 bills all day long, all day, every day. I would do it all day, every day. And you should feel the same way. I hear people, and I won't use the word that I might use. I hear people complaining. Let me be nice. That it's not going fast enough. Look, if you can turn $100 into $300, give your bank $100 and find out how long it's going to, you'll die before 100 turns into 300 in the bank. So don't lose your patience with this, right? There are over, like Candace just said, 200 and some odd thousand people in this deal. It wouldn't be growing at such a pace if it wasn't such a tremendous giving community and opportunity. So be happy with that first $300 that you get to stick in your pocket. All right, after that happens, you're in your perpetual position, and every single time through the board after that bronze board, you're going to get 800. That's the gross, but there is no more move up to the silver. You've already taken care of that when you weren't perpetual. So now you're netting $700 every single time you ride through the bronze board. And this just repeats all the way up the line over and over and over ad infinitum to infinity, which is why we love that beautiful infinity symbol, right? Nothing like it. So moving through there, now you're on a silver board. You enter with 400. Why can you enter with 400? I just showed you why. You save 400 back from your bronze board. Now you've got that one fluid motion. Push join, contact the legend, send a gift. All right, this should not take 48 hours, depending upon the legend. Let me make sure I clarify that. You know, life does happen. We do understand that, but you have the money. So you enter and we exit now with 8 gifts of $400, which is $3,200. Okay, now look, I've been blessed. My family's been blessed. We make a lot of money. $3,200 is a lot of cash. All right, that allows a lot of people to do a lot of different things. So this is, to me, this is like mega real. So you start going through the board, you're going to hold back 1,600 because you're now going to up yourself and up your game to a gold board, and 1,600 is the gift you're going to need to give. You're going to hold back 400, and you're going to now be perpetual on the silver. So your net first time through is $1,200. Now you got 300 on the first one, 1,200 on the second one. You're $1,500 into the game, and it's a lovely thing. So let's move on to the gold board, and we just, again, rinse, repeat. It's perpetual. And now we're perpetual on the bronze. We're also perpetual on the silver boards. And guys, we're changing lives. Now remember, because you're not a blessing blocker and you brought people along with you, because not only do you want to give, not only do you want to win, you want others to win. They're doing the same thing, you guys. You have literally affected someone's life in a positive way. So now we're on gold. We do the same thing. We push join, we contact legend, we send money, and we go through it again. But look at the amount of money. $12,800 gross. I mean, crazy, right? Crazy. You're going to hold back 5,000 to get on the next board, which is your platinum board, and 1,600 on the to get back into the gold board. Now you're perpetual on 3 boards. Okay, bronze, silver, gold, and you just netted out $6,200 in cash. 6,200 plus 1,200 plus 300, you're rocking it. Okay, that math's a little too heavy for me, but somebody with a calculator can put it in there if they wanted to. So now we're perpetual on 3 boards. We're on a perpetual journey on 3, and we're about to go into outer space here on this next board. And I mean, this is where lives will truly change after we've gone through the perpetual position. We started earning $11,200 a shot. So hopefully you guys are getting the picture here. All right. You will probably complete a bronze board 5 or 6 times before you have the opportunity to complete a platinum board. You'll probably complete a silver board 3 or 4 times before you hit the platinum board. So $42,700, in my opinion, is a very conservative estimate once you've gotten through a platinum board once. But you're going to enter doing the same thing. Again, rinse, repeat. Once you learn the bronze board, you got it. You're going to send that gift to the legend. You're going to exit with 40 big ones. All right. Now, this is game changing. You know what? There was at one point in my life where I had a goal. I entered into the IT space. I took a $32,000 salary. Okay. And this was in 1995. And my goal was to get to 50 grand a year. And of course, the rest is history. But 40 grand is mega dollars, you guys. I mean, this is unbelievable. What a blessing. It's like Candace said, and the lovely Angela said, right? Can't wait to meet somebody for a cup of coffee so I can hand over that bag of cash. That's the feeling that's good. And so what happens here? You're going to go through, you've received 40 grand. You're going to be perpetual now on the platinum board, which means you're going to rejoin that bad boy. And every single time you go through it, it's $35,000 a whack. I mean, I just don't see, if you're a math guy like I am, and you're a giving person like we all are, and you're willing to work just a little bit, how you do not, if you're new on this call, or even if this is a refresher for you guys and gals that are, have been here for a long time, this has got to get you excited. This is crazy. And the algorithm that's been written by the gracious people that spend their time making our platform better and better and better and better all the time, okay, is amazing. Because Candace said it at the very beginning, and she was right on the money. At the rate this thing is going and growing, we'll be at $1 million and nothing flat. You've got to have solid programming behind you to be able to handle that kind of data. I did a little bit of math. I wonder if my answer is still up. But if you take, what did you say it was, like 2,500 people? I don't know what it was, but it was like an incredible number of people, 12,000 some odd people coming on. What was it, hon?
12,000 a day. Yeah.
12,000 a day. Figure that out, you guys. And that's like 300 some odd boards that need to be destroyed and created to be able to handle that. That's big time. That's big time. It's just going to get bigger there. So I, for one, have a debt of gratitude to everybody who puts their time in to make this the best possible gifting platform and community that's out there. So you guys, this is what happens. All right. Over time, you're gonna gain that one currency that to me is the most important. I'm 63 years old. All right. Everybody says I don't look at, I look at the oldest 62, just joking. All right. But the reality of it is time is super important. It's the currency that once spent, you can't get it back. Spend it wisely. We all want more time to do the things that we're passionate about. This is the best way I have ever seen. And I see it all because I look at it all. To be able to put every person that gets involved who's willing to do just a little bit of work, an opportunity to succeed at a high level. So I am just fired up about it. So we'll recap. All right. Participation starts with your generosity and your appreciation. Okay. And it continues by perpetually paying it forward. I love the pay it forward model. There's even a movie called Pay It Forward. It's a little corny, but it's good. Okay. To other gifters along the way, right? This is not a single person's journey, and the gifters become legends over and over and over again. You're going to take that $100 and gift it to the legend when you're ready to join. Super muy importante, as they say in Spanish. That was for you, George. Okay. With two like-minded people that are willing to do the same, not a dud, okay, not a dud. Summary of through round one of the boards, you received $42,700 in unconditional gifts in your pocket. What? So here's a story before we continue on, and I turn it back over to Candace. So I have done okay. I'm not quite where I am for whatever reason, where I want to be, certainly not what my God-sized vision is, right? And dream. But I was able to go downstairs and hand my daughter and wife $1,000 a piece just out of the blue in cash. That was my first goal because they were going on a girls' trip to the beach each. And I just wanted to give them $1,000. Now I know both of them, it's probably rat-holed somewhere. They probably didn't spend it, but you guys, unconditional gifting is an amazing feeling. And to be able to, for me to be able to say, hey, yeah, you know, that thing I spend a little bit of time on, this is from that. They were like, wow, really? And I'm like, really? And that's an amazing feeling. And I want everybody to share in that kind of feeling, to be able to do that for the ones they love and the people that they care about, the causes that they're passionate about as well.
Thank you so much, Alan. Oh, I feel like taking out another position after you've explained it.
Don't do it. I have too many as there is.
They're just some guidelines, like Alan explained to you with the boards. You want to be able to go from bronze to silver to gold to platinum, and you want to be able to go on that perpetual journey. And the only way that you can do that is if you've got your two people. So I love the way that you said duds. We don't want duds. We don't want the space fillers. But make sure you've got your two people. And when you've got your two people, support them and help them to get their two people. And in doing so, they'll be able to duplicate the process. Now, if you don't have those two people, you're not going to be able to advance to the silver board, and you're not going to be able to advance to your perpetual board. But you're not going to be kicked out of the game. You're just going to be sidelined. I like to call it a sacred pause. And that just means that when you finish as a legend, you will not be able to join a bronze or a silver until you get your two people. Once you get your two people, the boards will open up again. But remember, it's very important that you've got your $500 kept aside so that you can join your $100 perpetual and your $400 silver. So it's in your best interest to make sure that, you know, from gifter to legend, you get those two people. And if you're worried about that, just come and join Zoom calls. Learn about the program. Get it sitting in your heart. Feed off the beautiful people's experiences that are already in this community. We've got a lovely testimony group where you'll get firsthand experience of people that have been able to succeed at this. And remember, you only ever took $100 out of your pocket. So what makes us unique? Well, on our website, we've got a user-friendly profile. It's unique and personal, and it's also informative and easy to use. And everything you need will be at your fingertips. In your personal profile, if you click on the Academy tab now, you will get to our knowledge base, which is full of any questions and answers that you could ever imagine to look for. Our support team since the beginning has been compiling that. So anything and everything you need to know will be there. We have a fail-safe system, like we said, with our algorithm that keeps boards moving. It's innovative because it takes care of the new participants while rewarding existing, and also because of cross-pollination. So let me just unpack that a little bit for you guys. When we moved over with about 7,900 positions. Those 7,900 positions are all our cross-pollinators. So when those 7,900 people finish on a board, no matter where they are, whether they're on a bronze, a silver, a gold, or a platinum, they will always be going to join the oldest board. So they form part of the algorithm that fills the oldest. I wonder why that happened. Anyway, let me just record from my side. All right, so the cross-pollinators will always go to the oldest board, and then everybody that they have invited underneath them will be following them. So you've got your cross-pollinators, and then you've also got the lineages that follow one another. So very, very important. Remember that we are a global community. So please be kind to one another. We have very, very huge cultural differences, big language barriers, but we've got, thanks to George, deepl.com, DEEPL.com. I find it is a really great translator website. I used to use Google Translate, but with DeepL, it really, it gets everything right so that people can understand one another. And I've been communicating with Russian people, and then they send me voice notes because they think I'm Russian. So the DeepL translator works really well. Have patience and understanding for your cultural differences, and also for methods of communication. I know for one, in South Africa, we love using WhatsApp. That's our preferred method of communication. But in America and in Russia, a lot of people still like to use emails. So just be aware that if you get an email and it's in a weird language, that it might be from somebody from Gift of Legacy, and it's not necessarily spam. And just be kind and patient with one another. Remember, you're not limited to 2 invitees. Although each profile must have the minimum of 2 to progress through the boards, there is no limit to the amount of people that you can invite. And of course, the more people you bring in, the faster and surer you'll get to all of those boards. We've got a fantastic voluntary support team at the moment. It's available at giftoflegacyglobal.com. We've got a live chat box on the bottom right-hand side, and all questions that you may have be pertaining to GL. But if you've got questions, go to Knowledge Base in the Academy. If you've got real problems, contact the support team. And then lastly, we've got something fantastic called Fast Track, which Alan will explain to us in the next slide. So Alan, are you there?
I am. All right, so Fast Track is cool, all right? And here's the reason. You guys heard me talk about not being a blessing blocker, right? If something is good for 2 people and you're a person that has, relationships with people and you have influence, then it's good for 200 people. That's the way that I look at it. Okay. 2 is the minimum requirement, but you know what minimum gets you? It gets you minimum salary, gets you minimum life, gets you minimum everything. Nobody wakes up in the morning and looks in the mirror and goes, gee whiz, I hope I'm minimum today. I hope I'm average today. I hope I don't touch anybody's life today. I hope I just, tootle through life, letting life happen to me today. No. All right. Don't be like that. Okay. Think abundantly. If you know 2, you know 4, you know 6, you know 8. And here's the thing. These boards love momentum. They love speed. They're moved by people. All right. So let's get people involved, because if you join it, you must think it's worth joining. Don't tell me you don't know at least 8 people that you can put on these boards. And 8's a magic number as it relates to this. And I'll tell you why. Okay. When you fast track yourself, everybody felt like it would be a great way to reward people to be able to say, hey, if you introduce more than 2 people, 4 to be exact, okay, we're going to go ahead and unlock your silver board before you finish your bronze board journey. Now, let me be specific about something here. That doesn't mean you just join it and sit on it like a bump on a log. That's not how that works. Okay, not doing that. Okay. If you click that join button because you've introduced 4 people and the algorithm unlocks that silver board, when you join it, you better have a little cash in the bankola, because it is your responsibility at that point to gift, whether you've received it from your bronze board or not. Just because it unlocks, I literally am sitting on a gold board right now that I could join that I haven't, because I'm not ready to cut loose with $1,600 yet of my own money, because I want to tell a very specific story. And that story is I came out with $100 out of pocket, not a penny more. That's the story I want to tell. And you may be different. I've got buddies that have already done that because they could care less about a story. That's fine. Okay, but here's my point. You introduce 4 people, silver board unlocks, you can fast track it, you can click join. But if you take that responsibility, also understand that you have a responsibility to do the same things that I explained to you in the boards. And that is that you're going to click on the ledger, you're going to send them money. Simple as that. That's what you do. Now, if you know more people and you introduce at least 6, the gold board unlocks. The same thing happens. And the reason I said 8 is because if you want to fast track yourself all the way to 8, in other words, let's say you're on a bronze board. All right. And there's 8 gifter positions and you know 7 people. You're on the board and you just start hammering your people. And they're going to go in sequential order of the available positions that are available on the board, 1 through 8, right? For year 1, 2 through 8 in this particular case. You got 7 people in. You're going to have fast tracked yourself to gold. 1 more on the next board and your platinum board is open. But you do not click on that board unless you've got 5 Gs standing by to be able to gift that legend. That's just how it works. So guys, play by the rules. Everybody wins. And this is an everybody's wins kind of a deal. So just to really recap it, okay, how do you open up your boards before you finish the prior board? It's by introducing it to more like-hearted, like-minded people that are willing to follow the rules of the community and help out in the same way that you are. And you do not click join on those until you're ready to gift. It's as simple as that.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just some important information. Share gift of legacy with like-minded and like-hearted people only. Like Alan says, no duds. Remember, promoting on social media is not permitted, and that's purely because social media is a breeding ground for scammers. So please just don't mention it on social media. We want like-minded and like-hearted people only. We don't want people that are joining this as a business. We don't want people to sell it to other people as a business, because it is a gifting community, and we are changing the dog eat dog world to gifting and receiving energy. No filling of spaces. Remember, all your invitees need to duplicate the system so that the boards maintain momentum. Bring in your magic builders and not space fillers. And I always like to think of it as, if you get your dream job, you get offered a CEO position. And not only that, they say to you, you can bring 2 people along with you to help guarantee your success. Think about the people that you're going to choose for a role like that. It's exactly the same here. Your success depends solely on the people that you bring in underneath you. It doesn't matter who you join. It absolutely doesn't matter who you join. It is who you bring in and the beautiful tribe and team and family that you build and nurture that comes underneath you. Be the messenger and not the message. So if you were really excited by the way that we've explained this, don't try and duplicate it. It's taken us months to learn how to explain this in a comfortable way. So make your mission to get people to come to Zoom calls. And when you are inviting them to Zoom calls, tell them they're going to be observers. They don't even need to put their cameras on. They don't even necessarily need to come to a Zoom call. They can just log on to YouTube and watch us from there. Invite people to the Zoom so that the presenters can explain the system for you. And remember to come to at least 3 Zooms a week, because everybody presents it differently. It's the same message, but obviously with different personalities. And remember to follow the AIDA step-by-step system. That training is available on YouTube. It is short for attention, interest, desire, and then action. So it really gives you step-by-step ways of how to engage with people. And remember, don't share the movie, only share the trailer.
Nice. Can I piggyback on something before you do that close? Can you go backwards one and flip through them again? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so guys, come to at least 3 Zooms a week. Oh my God, 3 whole Zooms. Okay, look, first of all, let me just say, get over that. Okay. The 3 Zooms are part of the tool set, but why is that important? Well, I've seen them. I've seen Candace, I've seen Alan, I've seen Chris, I've seen everybody a million times. I don't need to sit through it again. Okay. You're in a support role there. Do you understand that if you come to a Zoom and there's 300 people on it, the FOMO that creates for the person that you finally do invite? And your job is not just about you. Your job is about others that are on. You know, if we have 20 guests that are on here this evening, we definitely want them to be able to feel what this is. Going from 7,900 people to 200,000 people is no small feat. It is exciting. There is not FOMO. There's no fear of missing out. But this shows people that they're not the only one. People like to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and that's what it shares with people. So it's super important, this step. Come to at least 3 Zooms a week. Your success will shoot through the roof. Just had to throw that out there.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, not necessarily this gifting community because I was already sold on it, but that's how I made the commitment to join the gifting communities, because I came from a business, you know, I'd left my salon behind. I was used to everybody wanting something from me and everybody having a hidden agenda. And when I was introduced to a gifting platform, I was still very much on the fence. I didn't really know. I always ran away from MLM and network marketing, and it kind of had a little bit of that energy, or I perceived it to be that way. So I just joined the Zooms, and I joined every evening, and I got to know the faces on there. And then every week, somebody else that I'd seen before had their turn to share their story. And I realized that there was so much truth in what they were sharing, and that everybody was receiving. So if it wasn't for those Zooms and me committing to them, I probably never would have joined. Oh. So in closing, it is really important to understand that, like in life, there are no guarantees. Your success or failure will really depend on your willingness to help others, to help the people that you bring in, to help those people bring in their people, and also just to follow the ethical principles of Gift of Legacy. Be engaged, stay engaged with the person that invited you. You know, check in with them every day. Don't just think because you've got your 2 people that you can forget about them, because, you know, it doesn't work like this. Alan shared that there is a lot of gifts that you can receive, and we really don't have to work too hard. I mean, if you think of a regular 9-to-5 job, and all you're doing is communicating with people, you know, you can weigh it up on the scales. Remember, with taxes, it's your individual responsibility to ensure compliance, and all you need to do is Google donations tax in my country. Everything you need to know will be available there. And remember that Gift of Legacy is a decentralized platform with no third-party affiliation, ownership, or partnership. So when it comes to all of these teams that are being built, it's all wonderful. It's just a pity that the teams had to come and crossbreed within our community instead of going outside and looking towards the 8 billion people in the world. And because of that, and if you are joining Gift of Legacy via a third party or part of a package or part of a cruise or a train, please do so at your own risk. If people are guaranteeing fast movement, remember what I said. The only way you can guarantee your fast movement is by bringing people in underneath you and nurturing and growing that tribe. Remember, Gift of Legacy is 100% peer-to-peer. No funds will ever get paid to the platform. There's a couple of messages that go around where a couple of the leaders and presenters have been cloned. And it starts off saying that there's a list of people and you can become a lucky winner or something like that. And then a message or 2 further down the line, one of them will give a crypto wallet address and say, please give me money. That's not us. It's got nothing to do with us. So just be vigilant, be careful. You know, you've got to almost treat Gift of Legacy like you would your bank account. So if somebody sends you a link and asks you to fill in your PayPal details without you doing it yourself, don't do it. Be very, very aware and very careful, because there are people out there that don't want this to happen. They're still in that mentality that they need to scam to make money. If they put half of the effort into just growing and finding 2 people that they're doing to scamming, boy, what a different world they would be in. What a different life they would have. Remember that Gift of Legacy with all the gifts that are ever given is when a gifter lands on a Legends board. When you're a gifter and you click join board and you've got your gift ready, you click on the legend in the middle, on their name, you'll get their contact details and you make contact with them. If somebody is a legend and they're contacting you as a gifter, make sure that they send you a screenshot of the board and go in and check your board against it. Check the details. Just be very careful. Okay, but you will never, ever have to give money to anybody unless you're a gifter and you've landed on a Legends board. So just take a picture of this. This is our itinerary for the Zooms on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the same time every week, 8 o'clock GMT +2. We've got our presentations where we explain exactly what we've just done this evening. We've changed it up a little bit on a Tuesday and a Thursday at the same time. We have a community connect where you can have questions and have them answered by the presenters. On Saturday, we do trainings at 10 a.m. GMT +2. We've also got our Afrikaans Zoom on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. GMT +2. And then again on Thursdays at 6 p.m. GMT +2. German Mondays, we've got a German call starting right now. And then we've got Spanish Wednesdays, which is straight after our Zoom on a Wednesday. And then we've also got our Asia Pacific, Thursday, 9 o'clock GMT +8. And Wednesday, 7 o'clock GMT +8. Plus we've got Finnish, Portuguese, Italian, and French. And you can just ask around for those. You can also contact support if you are looking, because they also have that information. And then we've got 3 official Telegram groups. We've got our big one, which is the official community group. We've got our info only. And then we've got my favorite one, which is the testimonial one, where everybody just shares stories of success. We've also got our English, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese. There's Russian. So, thank you so much for being here this evening. If you would like to know more about Gift of Legacy, remember, stay in touch with the person that invited you, because that is who you want to be traveling with. Something that you connected with in their heart brought you here this evening. And also just be sure to join all our Telegram groups. And like Alan said, make sure to come to our trainings and make sure to attend the Zooms until you can explain this without getting nervous. All right. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. Please excuse my eyes, just been pouring the whole evening. I had a little bit of a reaction to something today, so I'm not in tears. I'm actually just crying out of joy for being here with everybody. But thank you for presenting with me, Ellen. It's been absolutely amazing. And I look forward to many, many more board spinning and many more testimonials and many more Magic Mondays. So we will see you same time tomorrow. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Tsunami of love.
Yeah.
I'll just
I loved it. Anytime, girl. Anytime.
Amazing. Your energy is absolutely incredible. So blessed to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Voila.
Thank you.
For your project,
Full love from Germany.
tsunami of love, tsunami.
Ecuador,
Guys, thanks,
Saudi
community.
Arabia.
Bye bye.
Love. Bye bye.
Nice.